Hello everyone, this is AndresRestart, and today we are talking about Mario and Luigi Brothership because we've gotten a blowout of information. Today, like about an hour or so before this recording, Nintendo of America uploaded a new trailer for this game. But then also, last night, Nintendo of Japan put out a preview for this game that includes more footage, more pics, and just a whole bunch more new details on this game and what it's about. So that's what we're going to be getting into today, but I will mention that it is very interesting that we've been getting all this new information about The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Super Mario Party Jamboree, and now Mario and Luigi Brothership, the last big 3 Nintendo holiday games, within just a short span of time, the last couple days. And it's absolutely fueling the speculation that Nintendo has cleared up the mid-time of September where they would normally have a typical General Direct, and something else may be in the works, which we'll speak on at a later time. I would also like to mention that we are approaching our goal of 40,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And now here is a brief message about today's sponsor. Snaxy is the ultimate Android gaming mobile app where you can earn incredible rewards from over 100,000 options while playing your favorite mobile games. And it also helps publishers acquire new users. Every gaming session with Snaxy is rewarding, with over 100,000 items like gift cards, game skins, and in-game coins. Integrate Snaxy into your routine for non-stop gaming, personalized recommendations, generous rewards, and frequent content updates. For more on the Snaxy app, check out the link in the description below. So this trailer from Nintendo of America that came out today is titled Greetings from Concordia. Check it out. So first off, let me say I really appreciate what they're doing here. They're treating this like some sort of postcard from some sort of vacation-like environment or place, Concordia. It's a nice little touch, but we actually get to see some footage here, some panning shots of some of the earlier islands, and they just look great. Like, I love the style of this game. I love the unique look of the characters in the islands, which we'll be speaking more on when we get to the preview from the site, but there's some interesting things going on here. That's a maze-like structure. That's just there's more of those little snapshots. We've seen some of this stuff in the initial trailer of the game. All right, someone's getting kidnapped there. We can see that. This pterodactyl's kidnapping. Who are they kidnapping? It looks like one of the people of the village. Yeah, okay. It's a lava island right there. And more snapshots. So I will say that with all these snapshots, I think that there's something going on here. I think what they're sort of alluding to is that there might be a snapshot mode in the game. Like, that makes a decent amount of sense to me. And looking here, I mean, some of these may just be like cutscenes, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a snapshot mode. It's a pretty common thing we've seen in a lot of Nintendo games. Might be here too. And then we get to see just the ship here with just our Mario and Luigi friends. And it's a cool little thing. We can see the ship bouncing around. It looks pretty nice. And that's pretty much it for that trailer. But now let's move on to the website. And please keep in mind that this is a translation, so some things may be lost in translation. But here it says, new information has been released about Mario and Luigi RPG Brotherhood, including adventure bases and new brother attacks. And I know it's Brothership, by the way. The translation is just getting it a little off. Here we see this nice key art of them. It looks great. And here it says, Mario and Luigi RPG Brotherhood, the first completely new game in the series in 9 years, will be released on Thursday, November 7th, 2024, with just 2 months until the release. we will introduce the islands that will be the stage for the adventure and the new brother attacks that can be used in battle, including information that will be revealed for the first time. So I just want to point out that it's very nice to see them highlighting how it's been 9 years, and the series is making a huge comeback here, and apparently better than ever before, so I am very excited. But moving on, here they say if you haven't seen the footage, yeah, this is just the original trailer, we've seen that before. Here it says, Funajima, the base for your adventure. The story takes place in the vast ocean of Connecto Land, a new world. Mario and Luigi, who come from the Mushroom Kingdom, travel to unknown islands adrift in the sea aboard Ship Island, home to a large tree called the Connecto Tree. So I will point out that this is a translation. And so where they say Connecto Land, that's probably not actually the name of the land in English. It's probably Concordia from the trailer. But I still think it may be an interesting hint to the overall theme of the game. This translation here suggests connection. I think it's going to be something that's very important to keep in mind, and something else I would like to point out when it comes to Concordia. Concord actually means agreement or harmony between people or groups. So just some interesting things that I think are important for the overall theming of Mario and Luigi Brothership. But moving on, we see a nice look at the actual ship they will be riding on. It has a light up top that makes sense for riding in at night. Perhaps it will be at night at some times. That's probably not too crazy to think. Here we see the central figures of Funajima. It says just figure, but I assume they mean figures because it's more than one. It's 4 of them. So they say some things regarding these characters here. I'll get out that highlight. Mario is the well-known superstar of the Mushroom Kingdom and the protagonist of this game. While spending time with Luigi in the gardens of Peach's castle, he is suddenly sucked into a mysterious vortex that appears in the sky and is sent to another place. After that, he meets Kaneta and Tapu on Funajima and learns that the world he was sent to is Connectoland. So what I find curious is, why was Mario sucked into this mysterious vortex? What brought him and Luigi there? Which he did come with Luigi, I presume, because you explore the entire game with him. And here what it says for Luigi is the other main character of this game, who is easily scared and a bit clumsy. In Connexo Land, you can see a slightly different side of him, such as various problems with sudden inspiration. I'll note that every time we see this, it seems that they change the overall name of Connecto Land or Concordia, but I think it's the same thing. Now, here we see one of the new characters, Kaneta, a kind-hearted girl who told Mario and Luigi about the Connecto Land when they came from the Mushroom Kingdom, I presume is what it wanted to say. But here we get a good look at her, and as you can see, she is one of the inhabitants of this land, and her head or helmet, it looks like what you would see for the input for an outlet. Even her actual face looks like an outlet, and that's actually how all the inhabitants of this world look like, and this looks like some piece of metal wire here. That's the overall theme of these connections here, and I think it's more than just literal physical looking connections, but also emotional, spiritual, or symbolic connections is what I really wanted to say there. But we also see Tapu, who's a slightly unique character who looks like a piggy, or I would like to say a piggy bank. We even have a little hole here for where the coin might go into. Moving on, it says various drifting islands floating in the sea. Connector Land is home to a variety of drifting islands that serve as a setting for your adventure. Here we will introduce some of the drifting islands that can be reached from Funajima. The name keeps changing. Anyways, Grand Island. The island is filled with rugged, hard objects, including the sacred land of Gragradish. Objects made by residents who love to make things are displayed all over the island. And so what you'll notice about this island is that it all seems to be very artistic. You'll even notice that the characters of this island, the inhabitants, they almost have these artsy hats here. And here we see these colorful sort of statues. They're holding hands, connection perhaps, harmony maybe. And here we see a kind of an expanded view of the island, and we see more of these artistic little characters, and we see all these creations they have, these different colorful statues. Even these statues out here in the background that look like statues from Easter Island, which is a cool thing. And then with this pic here, we just see a closer up version of the town. And here we see bridges drawn up, so you may have to lower these later on. There's a save block, so obviously you'll be saving your game through the save blocks. That's a shop right there. There are going to be shops in this game. That probably should also not come as much of a surprise. And we also see just the overall artistic aesthetic they have going on here. We see like this colorful statue. It looks like this artist right here is actually working on it potentially. So that's just the overall theme of this island, a whole bunch of artists and their creations. But here we have Tuis Island. It is a tourist island blessed with an abundant nature. A large tree with a strange shape called Twist Tree grows there and is the island's landmark. Okay. And then looking at the images here, we see actually a variety of different types of inhabitants here. So we can see some that have leaves on their heads. We can see some that look a little bit more basic. We can see this one with sunglasses, this one with a futuristic helmet. And so it's a lot of variety here, but it might be speaking to the idea that this is more of a tourist island, which is why the island is called Tuis Island. I'm not sure that's how it'll translate in English, but it does sound kind of like tourist. And here we see another look at the environment. It looks really cool. I can't wait to explore it. Moving on, here we have Savireta Island, an island with a miscellaneous collection of old buildings. Recently, it seems that kidnapper birds have been appearing frequently and kidnapping the island's residents. So looking through these images here, what we can see is that, well, yes, all the inhabitants for these different islands share the overall look of having like these heads where you would, as part of an outlet, right? That's how they look. But these in particular seem to be matching the environment because they have older stitched up clothing. We see a lot of stitched up clothes here, a lot of simpler, older looking buildings. Here we can see what appears to be some sort of alleyway with these old barrels, this boarded up door right here. And here we even see a lot of like metal grates that are rusted up and gears in this desert-like environment. It's old, worn down, but here we also see the bird kidnapping residents, so that's showing the actual issue of this particular island. Residents are getting kidnapped, and I'm sure Mario and Luigi are going to find out what's going on. But moving on to this island here, Zenialver Island. It is an urban island that contributed to the economic development of Connectar Land. Many of the residents are preoccupied with business, creating a hectic atmosphere. They always find a way to have a slightly different version of the name. Looks like we have what appears to be a lobby area here for a business building. We have the service desk here. We have the waiting area here. This person looks kind of like a businessman, maybe. They have their hands kind of tied together there. So that's kind of a neat little environment. But moving on here, we see what appears to be the beginning of the area. This guy almost looks like he's wearing a suit, potentially. This is clearly like a port marine area where I guess you would dock from the ship, possibly. Although we've seen in the first trailer that the ship blasts you on, so you may not actually land here with the ship. Although there might be some variety. It may not always be blasting onto islands. We'll see. There might be some sort of shop like here. I don't know if you could buy anything there. It could just be just for show. And then here we see what I think is very, very interesting. It's a huge set of buildings. And what I like about this is that it looks a lot like, have you ever seen those shipping container homes where there are multiple shipping containers, these big metal blocks that are connected together to create a bigger building or house? Well, this looks very similar. A lot of these smaller little pieces coming together, connecting to each other, forming a bigger building. And also, they very clearly have these connections here, right? So it's very clear. The whole connection theme is blatantly obvious with this one, but it's a nice different take from what we've seen before. Now here we see Kandang Island. Half of the island is made up of magma, the other half is made up of ice. Two opposing races live here, and they seem to be fighting every day over some topic or another. So what's interesting about this island is that it seems to be going against the overall idea of harmony, concord, living together, connecting. It's a contrast, actually. You have an ice world and a fire world or a lava world. But I think this might actually serve the overall point to the game. Maybe in this area, because there are two different sides clashing with each other, Mario and Luigi will engage, and that'll be the story of this particular area, and they'll find a way to bring harmony. I think that's the overall theme of this game. Now here they say, battle with monsters living on the island. Battles with aggressive monsters await on each island. The key to victory is to use Mario and Luigi's combined skills effectively. Combination attack. Mario and Luigi can use their normal hammer and jump attacks, which can be turned into powerful combination attacks by pressing the buttons at the right time. And here we see the first little trailer they post here. Now, taking a moment to stop and look at some elements of this footage here, we can see these different blocks, and there's actually 6 of them. There is a 6th one behind the text right here. So the purple one is obviously to run away, the red one is Mario's jumping attacks, I assume, and the blue one are the hammer attacks. That all makes sense, but what is the pink, yellow, and orange ones? We'll get to those. But something else I'll point out is that we'll see the enemies here. They are just, you know, these enemies that have like these kind of connections that are very different from the connections we've seen for all the inhabitants, but still looks like just overall all the people of this land have something to do with electrical circuitry, which is kind of funny. Now, this environment looks like it's in the office building, so that would be the futuristic business island. That makes sense there. But we see their attacks, they're making connections. And then we see that they're now wearing helmets to protect themselves, so that's like the second stage to the fight. But we actually get a look at another one of the item blocks. So this one isn't literally an item block, that's what I meant to say, the orange one. Still don't know about the pink and yellow ones, but we'll see those shortly. And then we get to see the actual attack here, where they're making a cool hammer connecting attack. It just looks awesome. Yeah, I really like how that combo attack came together. It looks really good. Moving on here though, it says if you fail to input the buttons, the power of the attack will decrease. So the key is to be able to perform normal attacks in combination with each other. Also, if either Mario or Luigi is down, it will become a solo attack, so it's important to always have recovery items stocked up. Here it says, Brother Attack. Brother attacks are powerful techniques that consume BP, brother points, and can turn the tide of battle with a single blow. There are various types of brother attacks, and for example, the familiar red shell from the series can deal massive damage to one enemy, so it is recommended to use in boss battles. Here we see a nice look at the attack close up. It looks awesome. Now continuing on here, on the other hand, Thunder Dynamo, in which Mario and Luigi take turns generating electricity and strike down lightning, can attack all enemies, making it particularly useful in regular battles where you'll likely be surrounded by multiple enemies. And then here is the clip of that. And now stopping here with this one, we see the other 2 blocks. So the purple one in the back here is the running block, and this is the item block. So these are the other 2 blocks we were missing from before. One is this pink one that has this electrical connection. Still not sure what it's for yet. I don't think we really learn about it really in this video, but we do learn about this yellow block, which is them connecting it, or, you know, using it to do their awesome electrical attack where they build up electricity and nuke their enemies. So it looks really cool. I love how it creates these cool effects and just blasts them all. It's awesome. But there's more to this footage. As you may have saw, this is the actual battle results screen, and it looks pretty cool. I like it. You can see the little flags coming up. It's nice. Here they say the key to fighting as well is to choose commands and techniques that suit the situation, so be sure to keep this in mind. Will do. Now here, it says unidentified suspicious group. It's not just the monsters living on the island that stand in Mario and his friends' way, there's also a trio calling themselves the Boldred Squad, and a suspicious character giving orders from behind the scenes. Although details have not been revealed, it seems that they will also be involved in a fierce battle against these people who operate behind the scenes of Concerto Land, Connecto Land, Concordia, whatever. That's what the name is, I guess. But here we see this secret figure that they're referring to here. We see the Boldred squad. We see them fighting here. And yeah, this is them again. They're having some dialogue as well. They seem to be a very colorful bunch. I'm looking forward to learning more about these characters. And that's pretty much it. They say there are still plenty of actions and characters that have not been revealed in Mario Luigi RPG Brotherhood. If you're interested, please wait for further information. There will be further information, but they've given us a pretty good amount of information for this week. It's some good stuff. I'm very excited for this game. I like what we're seeing so far. I really like the theming they're going with here with the overall connection. I think it speaks to the name of the land, Connecto Land, or rather Concordia. We see all the characters, how they look like electrical circuitry outlets that connect. We see the different types of people. And we even see Mario and Luigi with their connection attacks and their brotherly bond, their brothership, which is what the game is titled. So I really like the very obvious but fun theming here. I think it's the ideal way to make a comeback in a series that's about working together. But what do you think? What do you make of all this new information regarding Mario and Luigi Brothership? Let me know in the comments below. This is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.